And we're live. How about that? I have no idea who's here with me at the moment. Looks like there's one. That might be me. Who knows? I can never figure out these things. Anyway, so I'll just start by welcoming everybody to my Wednesday Free for All. Because that's what we're here for. There is no topic, there is no theme. I only ask that you act like a nice person. And everybody I know is a nice person, so I have no real fears about that. So, hey, Nana Kathleen. Hey, Gina Barnett. So, yeah, we're just getting started right now. I'm going to do two more stitches, and then I'm going to put up the link for people. Okay. I'm going to put up the link if anybody wants to join me. Hey, PJ. Oh, hey, Yarn Fix. Okay. So, this is our Wednesday Free for All, and as everybody knows, of course, we have no topic, we have no theme, we just go wherever the spirit leads us. And that can be some amazing places, and actually some hysterically funny places too. Oh, Yarn Fix, I'm actually pretty darn good right now. How about you? Um, let's see. Let me show you what I have on my head right now. I just completed this a few minutes ago. This is my rice stitch hat, which I did with, hey Katrina, hey Frenchie, which I did with my ribbed top. And this was with some yarn provided to me. It's some ice yarn provided to me by Gia from Yarn Nut. So, welcome to everybody who's coming over from Granny D. So this yarn was provided to me from by Gia from Yarn Nut because I pitched her the idea of having some of my hat patterns, because all of my hat patterns are free for those who don't know, um, some of my hat patterns on their website with their yarns. So she sent me some of her yarn. And this was the first thing I did with it. She also sent me some blue yarn, but I just got it yesterday, and since today is the last day of my Hat Not Hate contest, I'm not going to include that blue yarn that I got yesterday in any of the numbers that I'm doing for the Hat Not Hate contest. So look at everybody who's coming in. Hey Kenny, hey Amy Long, hey Julie, hey Joyce, hey MLB. I don't want to miss people, but I always do. Hey Ruby, I always miss people. Please don't take offense. It just happens. Hey AJ, glad to see you. You like the hat? It's actually on my. Oh, hey Dana, glad to see you too. Oh, Frenchie, thank you so much. Frenchie gave me a super sticker. Yay! I've mentioned before all of the proceeds of any kind of YouTube monetization and a lot of the Patreon and Etsy and Ravelry proceeds, they go directly into my retreat fund. I have plans for one retreat, but there are more that I could attend. But my intention in attending these retreats, in addition to having a whole lot of fun, which I think I deserve, it's also networking, meeting other yarn people, and becoming a better content creator. So, in theory, it's a win-win proposition. So I think that everybody wins. I don't outright ask for money, but on the other hand, I don't turn it down. And Nightbot sooner or later will post my link tree link, where you can see all of my links. That will include my Ravelry site, my Etsy site where I have merch, um, my 3 different blogs, my PayPal, what else? Of course, my YouTube link. Um, it still has the Hat Not Hate contest, even though today, hey Carrie, even though today is the last day for the Hat Not Hate contest, so I will update that. Also, it has the, I can't remember everything that it has. So, I have a Nightbot. I have I have just given in. I don't know if it's active yet, but I've just set up a YouTube membership plan so that if anybody wants to just avoid doing Patreon, they can do YouTube. And I'm trying to do different levels with different amounts of privileges. Some of the privileges and perks have to wait until there are enough members at that level to make it beneficial to people. For instance, a members only chat with 2 people might be interesting, but a members only chat with 10 people would be much more fun. Anyway, hey Garden State Gardener, hey Andrea, hey anybody else I've missed. Um, I'm always very sorry for missing people. Um, let's see, what else is going on? I'm just going to put up the link again if anybody wants to come up. Um, what else? One thing, yesterday on my topic Tuesday, my topic was actually give me topics. Hey, Jackie. Oh yeah, Jackie. Yes, exactly. Getting out and enjoying and meeting people. It will be great, especially other yarn people. Especially the one I plan to attend in September is a men's fiber retreat where it's all men who do yarn. And also it takes place at a retreat center where I've been quite a few times before. So I hope I will be able to broadcast from there, either recorded or live, or maybe both. But I think it will be a great time. That's at the end of September. Um, I posted last week actually that I was able to um, purchase a plane ticket because of the generosity of everybody who supports me. Garden State, no, the retreat I'm going to is actually in New York State. Um, but then when I turned around, I got a really good price because I was flexible in the dates and the destination. But then when I looked at what I would have to do to compensate for that flexibility in terms of lodging and rental cars and stuff, I really wasn't saving any money. So I wound up oh, thank you, Dinos. That is such a beautiful sentiment. Yeah. So I wasn't really saving that much money when I started looking at lodging costs and rental cars and such. Hey, Michelle, glad to see you. Um, what was I going to say? So because I was within the cancellation period, I was able to cancel that flight. I will, unless something miraculous comes my way, I will probably be driving up. And because I know myself, I'm going to allow extra time for the drive. So the week before and after that one retreat weekend, you can expect irregular posts. I will have the things that I normally have scheduled, like the interviews and the shout out Saturdays and which I do. Sometimes they're live, sometimes they're scheduled. That particular time, there will definitely be. It will definitely be um, scheduled. What else? The Sunday readings, that sort of thing. Oh, somebody wants to come up.
Hello, hello, David. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I am crazy about those glasses. Where can I get some like that?
Z Lul. I couldn't help it. I just ordered some.
Oh my
Couldn't help it.
goodness. Oh
I am that
wow.
Yarny zebra. I had to have them. Hey, everyone.
Hey, oh, we're having fun here, aren't we? So yeah, we were talking about retreats and stuff, but you did a Barbie dress.
I did it.
Oh wow. I
My
think I
grandbabies are in town, so I had to dress those naked Barbies, David. They were having fits.
oh I
Megan, where are those babies' clothes? I said, give me a minute. So
mm.
here we go.
So it looks like that was with the short what do you call it with the shorts and the top all together in one piece?
Wait just a second.
Oh, it's two pieces. Oh, okay.
And this is the jumper.
Oh, that. Oh, I like that, and I really like the color too. And oh, Carrie's coming up too. Yay! We're having a party here.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn off my YouTube.
Oh, let me
Okay.
cover this girl's stuff up. There. Now
Oh,
she's good.
we're all grown ups here.
This is the back.
I like
That's
I like the color of that yarn, and I really like the way it works with that doll's complexion
That's
too.
it. Yes. That is it. This is Gazelle, I think.
that
Rock
is
and
really
roll.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it's called rock and roll.
Now,
Dora
a
Beth, I
lot of
love your glasses.
I
Thank
was
you.
telling her that. Yes, I want some myself. Oh, oh my goodness! It's another person who wants to come up.
Party in the
Uh,
house.
Hi,
it's a party
Nancy.
at Pagerville.
Hey.
Yay! So what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say that a lot of people have talked about the Lion Brand Skein Tones series that they have, and a lot of people really, really love them. I have not used them yet. I think it's a great idea. I just have not bought them or used them yet, so I don't know yet. So I would love to hear all of your opinions about them.
Mm.
I have a quick question. How
Go
long are
ahead.
you going to be live so I can switch to the time on my live? Or do you know who's going after you?
I do not know who comes on after me.
Okay,
Usually
then
when I
we
go
don't care.
live, yeah, when I go live on Wednesdays, usually an hour and a half or so. But
Okay,
it's always Wednesdays at 6,
right. And I
right
and I
after
knew that
Granny
when
D.
Granny D said that, and I thought, duh. So I changed mine. Well, I only went an hour today because Wednesdays Linda comes on at 9 o'clock my time, and I start at 8. So then,
Yeah.
and I want to see her live. And then after Linda, Katrina, no, yeah, Katrina goes live, and I have to see her live. And then after Katrina, Granny D goes live, and then I forgot about you, David. I'm sorry. So I'll be
That's
right back. I'm
okay.
just gonna change the time to um I don't even know what. Oh, I'll change it to 5. That way, if you go 2 hours, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right,
And
because
then if you
you're
go
in
longer,
Washington. I forgot you're in Washington,
yeah,
so that'll be fine.
yeah. And
Yeah.
even if you go longer than that, it's okay too.
Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it's like just an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours, but I average
Well, I
most of the
can
time about
always
90
go live
minutes. Yeah.
early, so. But let me go
Yeah.
change that and then I'll come back up.
Okay, cool. So, oh my goodness gracious, Zebra, you are showing so many beautiful things.
Oh, with these
Oh,
babies, these babies.
so
Hmm.
Now, what was the one you had just before?
Let me grab her back over here.
Yeah, I probably missed that. I was counting stitches. Ah, that's nice.
Oh wow.
Fancy.
That is very, oh my goodness. That would be such a nice, party
That's like
dress for
Met
like a
Gala
formal
worthy.
event. Yeah, exactly. That I can imagine, a real person doing that.
I wish I could do the real deal. Well, I do have some of these, but the real deal.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie. Yeah.
Hey,
So, hey, Christina Anderson. I hope I have not missed many more people. Uh-oh, I hear a beep.
Somebody
Oh,
else.
Carrie's back. Hey, Carrie.
oh hi,
Yay.
Carrie.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
Julie.
doesn't take you very long to change the time.
Okay, that's cool. That's great. Yeah. Just in case I have missed people, I do it all the time.
Hey,
It's
Granny T.
never intentionally. It's just a lot of things that I have to keep track of when I'm running a live stream. So please don't take offense. I have heard third hand that people have taken offense. But then I can't control other people's feelings either. I can only do my best at what I
That's
do.
right. Only do your
Some people are entitled and they don't get that other people have feelings.
Well, you know what? I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about us and what we're doing and the fun that we're having.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes, because that's like a whole rabbit hole that could take up hours
I
that
was
we don't
gonna
want to
say,
get
am I
into.
entitled?
You are right.
Um,
You are right.
I'm-
You are not.
I am entitled, but I don't get jack squat. Okay,
ah,
just the title. I get the title of being entitled, and nothing goes with it. Just letting you know that, okay, guys. I got a question for David.
Okay.
I finally found the brass ones to start a live stream, like Sunday mornings. Okay,
Uh-huh.
do you like set up an itinerary that you're going to talk about, or do you just kind of roll with it depending on the mood of people?
It depends upon on Topic Tuesdays. I try to start out with a topic. I will sometimes have some bullet points to talk about, but more often than not, we stick to the topic for a little bit and then we go off wherever we want to go with conversation. And then
Okay.
on these like Wednesdays, I never start with a topic. I just let's go. And both times we have a good time. So it's honestly, I would say it's up to you. If you would feel more comfortable having that kind of a structure, especially starting out with your first few, then I would say go for it. Oh, Butterfly Dreams is here. Hi.
Hey,
Um,
hello.
Hi, Jeannie.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
watching everyone else's live streams, and the thing is that the people I'm watching have done it for a while and they found their rhythm. And here I am, like, I don't have rhythm. I don't have my.
I don't have a
I
rhythm.
don't know.
I got rhythm.
You got it,
I-
Julie. You got it.
No.
Carrie, you're
I-
banging. Carrie, you're banging your own drum. It may be noisy to some people, but it's actually a rhythm.
Actually,
Rhythm.
well, you
I
know
love
what?
rhythm. Love you,
Father-
Carrie.
You do have a rhythm, Carrie. You're very engaged, and in the
love it.
chat, people are engaged, and you do have
Okay.
you have found your rhythm. You have found your voice.
And
Okay.
I've been talking about this for a while now about finding your own voice, and it's taken me a while, and I think I really have settled into it because I love doing the live streams, I love doing the interviews, and those are the things where I get the best response.
Mhm.
And I
good.
think I think that part of that is because people can see that that's where I'm the most comfortable and the things that I most enjoy doing. I also love doing the Sunday readings, but they're a little obscure for some people, so I understand not getting the response that I would like to because not everybody likes poetry.
Yeah,
I
for
do.
me, starting out, I finally hit over 250 and maintained it, And I'm like, I'm at that crossroads where everyone, you, Daniel, Granny D, everybody has like, okay, now what am I going to do? What do I want to be about? Which way do I want this to go? And I'm not sure, so
Well, that decision, that you don't have to decide that today or tomorrow. And even if you come to a preliminary decision, there's no reason you can't adjust it over time.
no, that's true.
True.
It really is about finding what works for you and what people um, respond to. And um, I enjoy these because I get to interact with people. It's almost like back in the days of like AOL chat rooms.
I remember. Yeah.
Yes.
And I've said that before. There was one I used to love to visit called Lambda Lounge on AOL. And it's almost always a safe space. I certainly want my space to feel safe for everyone.
Yes.
Um, and honestly, I think in the yarn community, by and large, all of the spaces feel safer than in other communities. Because I've been in live streams because I follow automotive channels as well. Not nearly so safe feeling, not nearly as friendly, not nearly as nice. But it's I think that the yarn community is just lovely.
Yes.
Yes.
We are awesome.
There's a lot of love and support, and and some of them we've been talking about scheduling issues, trying to get projects done, just feeling overwhelmed, just trying to do things, and then other times are health issues. And I like the fact that it's a safe platform where if you're having a bad day, you're having the pain, or you get a test result back and you're feeling just shattered, you can pop into a live, and I mean, people are there, the prayers and the well wishes and just trying to help a person so they don't feel like they're sitting alone in the dark crying by themselves, and it could be over anything, mental health issues, physical issues, just one of those days where you just want to sit down and just throw a fit on the floor. But, and I love that. I love that about the Yarnik community. And you're right that you don't get that in other communities. I was part of, they called it a crochet community, but really it was more snobbish. And it was about excelling at the stitches and following things precise according to manuals, and no creativity at all. No, oh my goodness. I lasted about a week. I thought, I can't do this. I would feel so depressed when I left, like I was inadequate, or, I can't do it this way. And it's like, okay, I got to walk away from this. And I started following, Madonna, Granny D, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm looking for. That front porch setting with back in the day, the elders, where you're talking and learning life lessons, basically. Besides stitches, you're learning life lessons.
Exactly. And the storytelling.
Rocking on the floor, tempo, shooting the breeze.
Yep.
And I'm sure I am not the only one who really, really regrets that so many family members are now gone, and so many stories with them, because the stories are just gold. One of my very, very favorite memories with my mother, who passed just a couple of years ago, was when I think I was in high school or something, and we were going somewhere, driving through the country, and she was like observing all the farm fields that we were passing by, and telling me stories about growing up on the farm where she grew up. And
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. Sorry. I was laughing because I pulled my camera right out of its stand.
Oh,
no,
my mom passed away last fall, and she was the youngest one, and she was the last one of that generation. And at the funeral, after we went to the reception, and there were a lot of younger cousins approaching me, and they're like, kind of gathered around me, and I felt kind of weird. And then they said, "Well, you're one of the elders now." And I'm like, "What?" And I guess I think of myself as young, but it really hit me at that point. I became an elder. When my mom passed, I became an elder, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this." But nobody ever is. Nobody ever is.
Exactly.
Of course not. Yeah.
And so now on like Facebook, I've got younger cousins. They call me Auntie Julie. So now I've earned my title, and I guess in the Yarny community, there's kind of that mentality too. People kind of lost because they're just not sure. They have their moments. People are strong, but sometimes something happens, and you sit there and you just want, either you want to reach out, but you don't know how, and maybe in these live chats, we inadvertently we reach out to people, whether it's our intention or not. So.
I agree.
Mhm, mhm.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. And now that I think about it, there's only one. My mother was one of five, and only one of those five is still around. And I don't know how much longer that will last. And I'm one of the elders of the next generation. I mean, there were certainly cousins. There are cousins who are 10 years old. My half sister is 16 years older than I am, because my mother married her first husband very young and then came to her senses. So and so of course I have a niece now who is over 40, and she has kids who are high school graduates. I mean, God, I'm so old now.
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of feel a little bit of the aging here. I'm like, ooh, I won't let it happen. No, I'm not old. But
well, no, I always said that I was born middle-aged, and my body is finally caught up with me. Actually, now it's overtaken me. So,
mine too.
The elders used to say that, Julie, you're just an old soul, because I like the simpler things in life. My mom would take every Saturday morning. In rural America, people go shopping to the store, at my age group. And she'd pull down behind the Five and Dime, and on the other side's a park and a river. And I would look for Grandpa's car. I'd look for him by the fishing break, by the old oak tree. And if I seen him there, I would take off. Boom, I was off to the river. And she wanted me to go in shopping. Hey, let's buy a dress. I want bobbers. I want fishing line.
I know. Yeah.
I would sit there hours with him and not catch a thing and have the best time of my life,
Was there a yellow ribbon around that old oak tree?
No, but he threatened it.
Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. If you
It's been free. I remember their variety show on TV, and the running joke, which one is Tony, which one is Orlando, which one is Dawn?
Yes. Yeah.
But do you
what
remember,
scares me, David, is I remember that show too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you remember Bobby Goldsboro? Bobby Goldsboro had a TV show, and he was a country star briefly. I don't remember how long, but I remember watching it, and it was always fun. I grew up on all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
We used to go down to the farm. They had the pickup trucks and those old tweaker speakers in the back window. And they would hook up the 8-track player and playing 8 tracks, It's like, oh my gosh. Those are some good days though.
Yeah.
Oh,
now, Granny,
those were some innocent days.
You think that I'm a wreck with the yellow ribbon around the tree. Granny D would over the river and through the woods to see Grandma.
Oh yeah. Over the river and through the woods.
Oh my goodness, we have another person coming up.
We go.
Yeah. Christine.
Wow.
Hello, Christine.
Well,
Hey,
Long time
I didn't even see you up here. Hi, sweetheart.
Wow. I've
Well,
never had
hello,
such
Hi,
a popular party
Christina.
before.
Okay, so can I
We're
make an
walking the house
announcement?
Oh, quiet, everybody. Carrie's making an announcement.
I just there is a person. Don't anybody change their look on their face. There is a person that I know that is yarn lacking, and if you have funds for shipping, she would appreciate the yarn. I just want to yarn bomb this person. So I did say something on David's live. I'm on David's live. On Daniel's live, and I got somebody that contacted me, and somebody contacted me from my show. So if you want to email me, I'll give you the information. But and she needs hooks and notion bags, project bags, stitch markers. Any little thing will help. So, and I know how we
Okay.
are, and that's only if you can afford the shipping. If you can't, I don't want anybody to feel pressured. Anyway,
We were just talking about how lovely the yarn community is and giving. People have gifted me some really wonderful things, stuff that I would not have imagined. Um, so, I mean, the only thing I can do is pay it forward. That's why I do my giveaways. I don't do giveaways all the time, but when I do, I try to make them generous. So,
right.
I will email you.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Oh, what have I
Be
done?
in
Oh,
touch.
Ruby.
Get in touch with me. Yeah.
I think I messed something up here.
Uh-oh.
You distracted me. It's your fault.
I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
my fault. It
I'll
was
have
probably
to.
me.
I'll have to
Was it
plug and
you?
redo it. Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
me with these glasses. I better step down.
No, no,
No,
no.
No.
Dora Beth, I love those glasses. Those are
no, don't
so
step down, Dora
amazing.
Beth. We
I
love
got
you.
glasses envy. I really do here. I
Oh,
want
do
cool
you?
glasses. Yes.
Oh, Granny Square, who is my local yarn buddy, suggests that
She's my
she and I
corner
get
buddy.
together and do something for this project, Carrie. I think that's a great idea.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Granny Square is perfectly lovely.
Thank you, Andrea.
She has actually given me a shit
It
ton of
is.
yarn,
It
and
is Andrea, right?
yeah, Andrea.
Okay,
She's my corner
that's
buddy.
that's awesome.
I love it.
And Julie, I already figured that you would already send, because you're a yarn bomber. I just haven't. That was why I wanted to call you
Yes.
the other day.
But so if you call Carrie back, you hear yawn, huh? Who is this? You talk. Who is it? Are you sleeping? Yeah. I'll call you when you're awake.
Okay,
Lori's in the
You are
room. Hey,
sleeping.
Lori.
let me. Hey, I have to defend myself. I sleep with the sleeping apparatus, and so I've got this thing on that is breathing for me, and
Is
I'm
that like a
trying to
CPAP?
talk like, yeah, but it's a BiPAP machine,
I hate
and
those.
I hate it. And I had just laid down to take a nap, and I had just fallen asleep when Julie called, and I knew that if I could just go real quickly, I could just go right back to sleep. And I totally forgot to call her back.
Oh wow, yeah, of course.
So
sound
Carrie,
like
now
Darth
that I've
Vader.
talked to you in your bed, does that mean we have a relationship now?
Oh, baby, you know it.
We all have relationships. Exactly.
She has a boudoir voice when she is sleepy time. Boudoir.
Well, there are those who would say I have a
Carrie.
boudoir voice all the time, and there are those who would say I have an awful voice all the time.
Who says that?
No, I prefer to call my voice a quilted voice.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
it's more like velour.
it's more like the Lord. What?
Velour. Well,
Velour. Okay, velour, not the Lord. Yeah.
Velour.
Now,
Not
David,
Velcro.
we know that we're all perfect in our own ways, but we're not the Lord.
Is that one of them?
Oh,
No,
saith the Lord of hosts.
now, Gary, David
No.
Southern, he knows that. Bless your heart, you're special in your own way. He knows what that is.
Bless your heart.
Bless
Yeah, you have to stretch out the heart. But actually, one time in college, I interviewed for an announcing job at the college radio station, and I was told my voice was precious.
Precious.
oh my God.
You know what? I know what my voice sound. Well, nowadays, I know what my voice sounds like.
Precious.
Yeah,
Even a Yankee understands that Southern drum.
yeah. No, the first time I ever recorded a voice lesson and listened back to it, I'm going, who was that? Was there another person in the room?
Yeah.
Because we
I mean, I
sound so
reckon-
different to ourselves.
Always,
First
always.
time I had to hear my voice, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, no. I felt like
Exactly. Now I think it's funny. Yeah, but Dodo Dixon says who was it who said? No, Melissa says that she can hear me saying, "Let's get ready to rumble."
Oh, me
There
too.
you go. There you go.
We'll give you the whole sequence.
Oh, that's funny.
How is your headache, Christina?
It's
Oh.
a lot better. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I took some more of my migraine medication, and it.
Imitrex?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for everybody that I'm missing, and it looks like I'm missing messages because people are greeting each other and everything. And
Yeah, we need to
I'm-
know what's going on in the chat.
Ezra's here, so we can start the
Hi,
party.
Ezra.
So-
My man.
Hello, Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra, we almost had a Yarny throwdown. We're
Uh-oh.
gonna ring that bell. Yeah.
But yeah, what was I going to say? And you know, people compare my speaking voice to Fiber Spider's, and I can see the similarity. And
There is some similarities.
I mean, I love Fiber Spider with all my heart. We have
Mhm.
become friends offline, and we talk frequently. I do not mind that a bit. I think he's
Just love his
wonderful. He
expressions
is,
and his
I think his voice is just a little bit deeper. Not much, but just a little bit.
he's a little bit taller than I am, so I think that makes sense. Yeah. Is-
Is that what
No,
causes
it's-
it?
It's true. The size of the body influences the size of the voice. Because-
Oh.
hey, I studied voice science. I know these things.
Oh,
So,
okay, right.
yeah.
I thought
Probably
you were-
has a longer
I
neck.
so thought you were pulling my leg.
Cords.
No,
I
it's
so
gives
thought
you a
he was
deeper
pulling
voice.
my leg.
Well,
Dina
So-
says my rumble was perfect.
so David, are you talking when you say the size of your body? Is this vertical or horizontal? Because horizontal, I'm loud and proud. Vertical, I'm a church mouse.
No, you.
Me too. Me too.
Usually,
Hi, Granny D.
Hi, Granny
Help me
D.
out here, David. Clarify. Am I a church mouse or am I loud? Am I proud? Oh, baby.
no, usually what I mean is vertical, really, because think
Oh,
about it. If you
man,
ever
I'm a church
watch
mouse.
those, yeah, if you ever watch those like home renovation shows,
Mhm.
that especially the ones that are hosted by couples, all of the women have these annoying, high-pitched, whiny voices. But
Uh-huh.
that's because
Yeah.
they're very small women.
The
And
longer
so
the vocal cords, the deeper the voice.
Yeah, I mean, and also a lot of there has been a lot of science that has gone into studying how we present ourselves vocally, as well, so that you can tell a lot by how somebody presents himself or herself vocally. I have met people and I have heard so much incredible tension in their speaking voices that it made me hurt. Um,
Like
that
when I go,
No, honestly, Granny, that sounds very free. But but really, I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I should have spent my entire working life on a piano bench working with young singers,
Oh,
and
whose phone's ringing?
hello.
um because of a number of bad choices, I didn't. But I honestly think that over the years, I have learned so much and have learned to sense so much in people's voices. And, now I'm almost 60. Who's going to ask me for advice?
Oh my
Well, you,
gosh. I
you never
messed.
know.
Y'all
I'm a
messed
farm
me
kid,
I
up.
so
love listening to your voice. You're so calming and relaxed.
yeah,
Yes.
you're calm.
You
I'm
mean
kind
I'm
of
put you
all
to
over.
sleep, right? Huh.
No,
I
not
just I love it.
that kind of calm.
Not at all. It's calming.
No,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm a
It's
farm.
calming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
I'm a
calm.
farm kid, so I'm naturally loud. I can talk over acres and farm equipment and still be heard. So it's just
I
part
have
of
to
being a
be
farm
honest.
kid.
I have to be honest, David. There's been times where I'm in the middle of a panic attack and I just turn you on and you've been able to calm me down just listening to your voice.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wow.
That's great.
That's awesome.
If I disappear, it's because I got a phone call and I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Michelle Wiley, Stephanie from Life in Stitches. Let me start over again. Michelle Wiley said, Stephanie from Life in Stitches is having a crochet along. She only has a few people. If you want to try the mosaic, that mosaic crocheting,
I love it.
this is your chance. So Life in Stitches, Cal along for mosaic. I've heard people talking about they want to learn the mosaic stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
this
one
is your
of
chance
them.
if you check her out. Check her out.
I
Sorry,
I
Michelle,
have
I'd have read
her.
that sooner, but
I would like to, but I don't think the timing is right for me
Me
to do
either.
that. Um,
I
I tried to do a
projects out the
mosaic
wazoo right now.
project. Yeah.
I'm pretty
And
busy.
I'm trying to produce designs and patterns.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
It's-
really
and
busy.
Are you
I
being
tried.
sarcastic, Dora?
No.
What did Dora say?
You're taking care of your mom. I was kidding.
And babies. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
my grand princesses are in town and they
Oh,
are just all about their Barbies being clothed
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
and shoes.
So, hey,
That
show.
is so cool.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to be able to do that.
Ooh, Ezra's coming up. Hooray!
Okay, listen, I'm gonna go.
No, you don't have to go.
Remember, Jesus loves you, but I'm his favorite. You guys can
Dora
be the
back.
apple of his eye, okay? You can be the apple of his eye, but I'm his favorite. Bye. Love you all.
Love you, honey.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So
Ezra, you
hello,
there?
Granny.
Yes, I am here.
Ezra.
I am in full drag, and I wasn't sure if I was going to show myself on camera.
Oh, we accept you no matter what you're wearing.
Okay, it's a little
We
confusing
love
for
you.
me.
Yeah,
So-
the only thing we have is nobody can be absolutely naked.
Wow.
Amen. Look at
At,
you.
at least have on highlights.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I didn't know Veronica Lake was coming into the room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's very weird
Wow.
to be in a dress again.
You're like the opposite kind of
Boo hoo, Ezra.
Victor, Victoria.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, you look amazing.
Doesn't
Thank
Does
you.
Doesn't
he?
he?
Oh my God.
Yes, he does. Oh my
Very,
God, I
very
wish I was
beautiful.
close. I would
Wow.
have
You're
you
very
so
beautiful.
tight. You look so great.
Thank
Oh my
you.
Okay,
God.
so
to play
I
with
didn't get a
makeup,
call.
and you do such a
Ezra
great
was in the
job.
basement and I was
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to hit chat and I hit leave.
Oh, I'm
Definitely.
sorry.
That's what happened
Oh.
to me. That's where I went.
Oh well, as soon as you came back, I let you back in.
Thank you.
I know these things happen. We click buttons accidentally, and connections falter, and everything
Does that ever
happens.
stop?
I do. I do it all the time.
Does it
Ezra,
ever
you look
stop,
amazing.
Leanne?
Huh?
You look
Does it ever
amazing.
stop? Accidentally hitting buttons?
No,
Am I gonna
No,
always
all the
leave
time.
my? You know how many
as it was
times
in the
during a
beginning, is
live I
now, and
leave
ever
my
shall
live?
be. Yeah.
Every time I DM someone on Instagram, I end up calling them. Every time.
Oh, Pat Dancer agrees that Fiber Spider also has a very soothing voice,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I have
Yes.
Yep.
fallen asleep to his voice before as well. I
Hey.
and I have
Mhm.
when I lie in bed when I should be trying to go to sleep, my mind is racing and I just cannot make it stop. So I'm watching videos on my phone, and then sometimes those videos will help me sleep.
Do
And
you pay for your YouTube or do you have to watch commercials?
I signed up for, I think they call it Google One, which is like an elevated level of Google where I get more storage on my Google Drive and a few other things. And as a perk, I got 2 months free of the YouTube Premium. So I've
Okay,
got two
so
months without the ads, and
you
I'm really getting used to it, and I might have to start paying for
you
it.
don't have to watch them to play them. You can turn your phone off so it's black screen and you'll still hear them. I fall asleep to Dana and Joe all the time.
Oh
And
yeah.
it plays until they're done. And then when they're done it stops.
I have I have I have fallen asleep to Fiber Spider. I have fallen asleep to Dana and Joe. I have fallen asleep early in the morning to Ginger when she was doing hers. I have I've slept with Daniel quite a few times.
What?
How I wish that were true. Um,
He's
um,
married.
what have you never
It's
heard me
okay.
say this? He's less than half my age. He's on the other side of the world, and he's already taken. What more could
Yeah.
I ask? He's perfect.
Right.
What do you mean, Dad?
Hi, AJ.
Hi, AJ.
Hi AJ.
Hi, AJ.
Oh, AJ's
Oh,
been here all
AJ,
along,
I
haven't you?
missed you, AJ, on my live, I think.
We love AJ.
Yes,
AJ,
we
you want to
do.
come up? There's still room. I mean, I'm paying for StreamYard, so I can have like
She must be.
I pay
14,000
for
people
it
up here.
too.
Oh, wow.
No, we can only have 10.
Yeah, a lot of people are changing over to Restream, but
I don't like it.
I don't
I
see
don't
the
have the right
attraction really.
equipment for Restream. It doesn't
Well,
like the phone book.
I like being
Reese,
able to see the chat and the panel at the same time.
okay, that's the
But
only thing that's better, but I can't use
On
it
your
because I
phone,
don't
yeah.
have a computer.
you can see the
Ezra,
chat
I
and the
can't get
panel at the
used to you
same
looking like
time.
that.
On StreamYard, you can on the computer, but
No,
I love
I
it.
think
not
no,
on
I
the
think
phone.
Ezra looks wonderful. Hello,
Yeah.
welcome in.
Ezra,
Now, who
what
is
does
that?
your
I can't
wife
see the
think
name.
about
Is that
your
Wally?
your new look?
I don't know what her real name is. Her screen name is Mobs. I've seen her many times, so that's why I let her up.
Mods? It's nice to meet you.
I can't see her name.
Who's that blonde bombshell? Is that
Ah,
Ivy?
MOBS.
Mob.
Nice to meet you too.
Mobs. Okay.
Mobs.
Very nice to meet you.
Yes, Lori, that's Pivy.
That's Ezra.
Okay, it
Yep.
sounds like somebody has an echo going on.
Nope, not me.
Might be the newest person that came up because it wasn't there before.
Okay, do we have the echo now?
Thank you. I put a lot of makeup on.
Okay.
Ezra,
Okay.
what does your wife think of that look?
She likes it.
Does she?
Yeah, I originally had a black wig on first, and I didn't like that as much, so I put the blonde on. But I've been doing drag makeup before my transition, so.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Double Brady Bunch.
I think Mobs, you've got an echo going on. If you want to do something to fix it. Do you have another tab where YouTube is playing?
Mom, you've got an echo going on. If you want to do something to fix it.
I'm sorry about that.
It's
Do you have another tab where YouTube is playing? Mom, you've got
Yeah, it's echoing.
I'm sorry about that. I'm using my phone right now.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Get rid
okay.
of the YouTube altogether if you've got it on.
Right now I'm using my phone as I speak.
Yeah, we keep hearing the same. It's like a loop.
So when you click the link, did it send you into StreamYard in the browser on your phone?
So, on your phone.
Okay. I'm sorry to do that, but I just muted Mobs because of the echo.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
But and I've been in that position before where I didn't know what I was doing that was causing the problem. And you know, I've had problems with my own audio, and I'm glad that people have not pointed out to me today that my audio sucks, because it seems like I cannot do a live stream without somebody telling me that my audio sucks.
Glad that people have not pointed out to me today that my audio sucks. Because it seems like I cannot do a live stream without somebody telling me that my audio sucks. Glad that people have not pointed out to me today that my audio sucks.
Okay, Mobs, you got to mute your YouTube
I
channel.
thought he muted her.
I did. She unmuted herself. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I'm sorry.
okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
people, I mean, that's, I mean, I don't want to be negative, but it's a pet peeve of mine where people will say things as if they think it's the first time I've ever heard it, or as if they have something, there's something magic about the way they're saying it that will make it take effect in some way.
Yeah.
And, you know, this mostly is in the medical community, but also in other communities where, you know, I used to have, I once had a doctor tell me, I would be remiss in my duties if I did not tell you that you were overweight.
Oh, I hate
At
that one.
least he just said overweight and not obese. I'd rather be told I'm fat.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
rather somebody say you're fat than use the word obese.
I know, right?
well, yeah,
Because I look
but
in the mirror every day. I know I'm overweight.
Yep.
David,
I mean,
I'm sorry, I
yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I mean, I know your experience, Carrie, because I come from big numbers myself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was 450 at one point. So,
Wow.
and I once had a doctor hand me my file and ask me to bring it to the front desk as I was leaving, and he had written in very big bold letters on it, morbid obesity.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that online before too. And it
Well,
made me
yeah,
feel
never
horrible.
saw that doctor again. I'm sorry, who said something that I missed?
I just said I remember seeing that on my chart before, morbidly obese, and that was horrible.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
it's and honestly, the first time I ever saw that doctor, I had an early morning appointment before work, and I was sitting in the waiting room when he arrived, and he came through the waiting room, and I could hear him saying to the reception desk, "Who is that?" So, I mean, none of it was a good experience.
Wow.
And then in person, he was as nice as could be, but all of that passive aggressive stuff
I
Yeah.
saw
was
a gynecologist, and I went in because I had a cyst on my only ovary, and I was in so much pain. I was literally bawling, and he came into the room and said, "Well," and I'd had it for about a week. And he said, "Well, it'll pop soon. It's not big enough for me to do surgery on. And besides, you're morbidly obese. I wouldn't do surgery on you anyway."
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, "Do you even hear yourself talk?" Now, this guy that was talking to me was a stick. I mean, he was in the best health, rude as F, 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 F. And I was just like, you do not need to use those two words when you're talking to me. I look in the mirror. I know every day what I look like on the outside.
exactly.
I didn't take my mirrors down. I don't
Yeah,
have them covered. Do you think that I enjoy looking in the mirror?
this has
And
not
then,
escaped my notice. You know,
yeah, I mean,
so yeah.
I have a hard time getting in the tub. Hello.
Yeah, I had a,
So
I had a doctor
yeah,
The
and
guy was just a. Mm.
I went to
I had a doctor
I
tell
went
me
to
that
the
I was morbid obese one time, and I looked at him and I went, "Really? I didn't realize that. Thank you
I
for
wasn't this
telling
morning when
me."
I woke up.
I was like, I didn't know that. I mean, thank you for the realization. Now I can go throughout the day, you know, and he just looked at
Knowing
me,
something new.
you know, I'm like, you don't think I understand that I'm fat as hell, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, of course, this is when I was over 400 and something pounds. I mean, I've lost
yeah,
quite a bit of weight since then, but you know, hello,
definitely,
I don't need to be reminded that I'm fat. I know this on its
yeah,
I went to the emergency room. I dropped a pallet on my right foot, and I heard the snap and pop, and the pain shot up into my hip. So I finally get up to the ER. I finally hobble in, and I'm sitting in the back, and the nurse comes in, and it was busy. And I said, I dropped a pallet on my foot. I probably have a broken foot. So, okay. And then the doctor came in and was talking about my weight. And I just looked at him and I said, dude, I'm here for a busted foot. I dropped a pallet on my foot. There is a black line about 3 inches wide across the top of my foot. My foot is 3 times its size. So he goes out, and then this woman comes in, and she goes, okay, I'm the dietitian. And I'm like, what the?
What?
And I said, what are you doing here? And she goes, well, I'm here to help you with your nutritional
What does
plan
that
to
have
help
to
you
do
with
with
your
the
weight
price of
loss.
tea in China?
And I looked at her and I said, do you know what I'm here for? And she said, well, you're having mobility issues because you're so heavy. I said, no, I dropped a pallet on my foot and the beep, beep, beep is broken. I showed her my foot and her jaw dropped. And I said, you're telling me 3 carrots and a piece of celery is going to fix this, right? You want to be sued? Well, she left the room. She walked out. So then the other nurse comes in, it's my discharge papers, and I was non-compliant with medical staff. So I get back to work, and at this point, I'm in my pickup truck, and I've got wool sock, duct tape, because I can't miss work without a medical, And I worked like that for about 2 weeks, and then the pallet hit the other foot.
Oh.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God. So I go to the other hospital, and I got treated the same way. So about 5 years later, I go back to Wisconsin. This was in Tennessee. I get back to Wisconsin, and at this point, I'm having a lot of issues with my feet, a lot of pain. And the doctor said, okay, did you ever injure your feet? So I told him what happened, and his jaw dropped. And he said, if anyone walks in, and he works ER too, and he said, if anyone walks in and says, I think I broke my foot, and there's a black line and swelling, the first thing I'm going to do is an x-ray. And I'd probably have a physician assistant come in, take one look, and then sign the paper for the x-ray. It's obvious. Mm-hmm. So they took the x-rays and found out both my feet had been broken, and I got lucky on the right foot and that it stayed in place and healed.
Did you sue Did you sue those other two hospitals?
No, they tried to come after me for the medical, and then the doctor I was seeing in Wisconsin got on the phone with them. I don't know. All of a sudden, all my medical disappeared, all my medical bills.
That's awful. But it's also typical. I have heard horror stories when just before, or actually in the period leading up to and following when I actually had the bariatric surgery, I was like in these chat rooms and bulletin boards back in the days of bulletin boards, where we talked about a lot of things, and I heard so many horror stories. I heard about a patient who, upon leaving a doctor's office, was approached as he was getting to his car and asked never to come back again. Because of his obesity, and the doctor didn't want to risk the liability. Now, who was it? Somebody up here, Stephanie, did make a valid point that morbid obesity does pose greater risks in surgical situations. No one is going to deny that. But
right, no, I know that. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but there's so much scar tissue around that ovary that I was talking about, and the fallopian tube that they left. They're all connected to my organs. So if they wanted to remove that, it would take a kidney team and everything else that's on the left side of my body, so that in case they hit my large intestine, small intestines, my kidney, and my gallbladder's gone, so they don't have to worry about that. But I mean, they would have to have a surgeon in there for everything, just in case they hit something, whatever you have on the left side of your body.
Yeah, Melissa brings up the word discrimination. I think there's only 1 or 2 states where people are protected from discrimination because of body size.
Yeah.
And I won't mention what I think they are because I'm probably wrong in that. But honestly, it's not a high priority for people.
It's not. And it's sad.
And it should be, because our country is becoming more and more.
It's something that.
My first doctor here in Ohio, I set the appointment, and I went in, and then I was supposed to do a 2-week follow-up. And the next day I got a phone call and said, we had scheduled your appointment for at 11 o'clock. We would like you to come in at 7. I thought, well, you don't open till 7:30. And she's like, well, some patients just have a tendency to make our other patients feel very uncomfortable. And I'm like, did I say something? And she's like, well, no, because of your size and stuff and taking up, 2 seats. I said, no, I didn't take up 2 seats. I sat in one chair by myself and I didn't talk to anybody. Well, our patients were a little uncomfortable and wondered if you could just come at a different time. And so they wanted to reschedule me. And I'm like, I think I'll find somebody else.
Yeah.
Best of luck to your patients, but I'm not comfortable being in that situation. So I think that, best of luck, folks.
Yeah.
I'm out with a doctor that's great. She's great. She's wonderful.
Nowadays, I would have the presence of mind to ask them to put that request in writing. Otherwise, I will not change my appointment. And if you do not put it in writing, or if you do put it in writing, then there just might be consequences.
Yep, legal action.
Yep.
Since then, I have found my voice more. Back then, not so much,
Except me
now
too. Back then, even now, I don't always have my voice when I wish I did. But yeah, exactly. I mean, I will never remember or never forget hearing that doctor going, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I hope everything comes out all right.
Fill one cup, empty another. Okay.
I have a lot of contact with the chronic pain community. And that is a community that is, first of all, there are doctors that don't even believe chronic pain exists, which is bananas. And then there's a high comorbidity between obesity and chronic illness, because a lot of people with chronic illness can't work out, and they can't they can't do certain things because of their illness, and doctors will be like, okay, well, first thing you need to do is lose weight, and they're like, well, I can't because I'm chronically ill, and the doctor's like, well, that there are some doctors that's their mentality, that you just need to lose weight and that all your pain will go away. So it's really sad. It's
my primary sat me down and said, I know that she was looking at my stuff, and she goes, I highly suspect that you've got depression issues, but you won't admit it. But I think a lot of it comes to the medical community. You've been treated really bad. She goes, I do a holistic approach. And she goes, you and I are sitting here. It's, it's obvious. Okay, you need to lose weight, but you can hardly walk. Your feet hurt, your ankles hurt. You got the degenerative, you got the hernia issues. So what you need is a different way of doing things. And she goes, it's a whole lifestyle thing. And it's a struggle. Okay. But she's like, you did not put this weight on overnight. You've been heavy your whole life. It's just kept creeping up. So when you're at the top of the steps, you can't just jump off the steps and expect to be skinny in 6 weeks, No.
Exactly.
And then your muscles are used to being the heavier size. And because at one point I weighed over 390, and she said, your muscles are still trained at 390. Honey, you got to do physical therapy to retrain, to re-educate those muscles. You are still walking like you're 390. No. And I said, nobody told me this. She goes, I could tell you lost a lot of weight, and I can tell no one talked to you. And I'm like, I didn't know. And she goes, a big part of it is physical therapy. And so retraining those muscles, and then having the hernias, which a lot of it I can't do. But she goes, go on your side. You won't get the hernia, but you got to retrain them. You got to walk differently. I still walk like a penguin. A 399-pound penguin. She's like, no. And so she's trying to show me, she goes, it's going to take work. And once you retrain the muscles, you'll never be pain-free, but you'll be able to push through, and you'll get into a healthier cycle with less meds, but you'll never be pain-free. There's no cure for degenerative. But just the way she approached it, and talked to me like a human being.
Exactly. That sounds a lot healthier.
Oh, wow.
Now, Melissa mentioned people who do themselves harm over this sort of issue. And it's true.
Yes, very true. Very sad.
I was in that place.
Yep. Me too. And it's scary,
This is off topic, but I Love to Crochet asked me a question about my identity. So I if you don't mind if I answer that.
I would love for you to talk about that.
Okay. So Kyvie says, if you identify as male, then why do you dress in drag? I'm not being a smartass, just curious. Well, that's a great question. I dress in drag for the same reason that cisgender males dress in drag, because I like the art form, and I just like making it. So.
What's going
It's a
on with
simple
somebody?
answer.
Carrie, you okay? Carrie,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah.
It's Carrie.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Was it
I'm
with
here
you?
breathing.
Okay, yeah, because I heard
Catch
some
your breath.
difficult breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got us concerned. Just, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a bad
Please
feeling when you
don't
can't
die in
catch
my
your breath.
room. Yeah. Okay, continue, Kyvie. Yeah.
Oh, that was I dress in. I occasionally do drag just for the same reason that other men do drag, because they like the art form, they enjoy makeup, they enjoy the fashion or whatever. So it's still drag for me, and it's not a smart ass question. It's a very reasonable question. So thank you.
It is
Educational moment.
reasonable to not understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's and it is I like your gentle response, because some people ask questions in ways that sound a little more hostile than, and I love to crochet asked her way in a very nice way, the question in a very nice way, but sometimes people don't realize they're asking questions in a way that sounds hostile, and that might not be their intention. And sometimes people will answer questions in a way that sounds defensive, and they don't realize that that's how they sound. But this particular question and answer was perfectly lovely.
Thanks.
I'm just saying.
It's a great question.
So, and it's
A
okay.
chance to educate, not just each other, but
Yeah.
anybody else that may be bearing witness to a conversation,
Well,
Exactly.
not only
And
It's
that,
awesome.
not only that, there might be people out there like me. I would never have asked you that question because I would have felt uncomfortable asking you that. Not that I thought of something like that to ask you, but there are other people in the chat that might have felt uncomfortable to say that. You know what I mean?
Now they know.
The fear of coming
Exactly.
across offensive. Am I intruding in someone's personal life? Am I being offensive?
Yep.
Yep.
But you handled that
I'll take care of
amazingly,
that when I'm
Ezra.
here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like
Yeah.
I love to say said, I can't I won't know if I don't ask. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Oh wow, Lori's talking about her sister, who sounds very, very unfortunate indeed. A lot of pain there. Wow. Oh gosh. And you always. I wish there was something I could do to help people.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in the chat, you guys.
Okay, Laurie was talking about her sister, who is morbidly obese but also has a degenerative disease and can hardly stand long enough to take a shower. And so
That's
she
hard.
cannot take advice from physicians who say, just blindly say, lose weight. So,
Yeah. Well, you
yeah.
guys heard me when I came back.
Yeah.
That wheezing, that's just from me. Well, I went into the bathroom and then after I was done, I went into the bedroom because Jason is supposed to be copying papers for us to send in for our Section 8. And I wanted to see what the problem was. So I stood there. I can't stand because of my weight and my knees. I got in a really bad accident when I was 16, and I screwed up my legs and I screwed up my lower back. And so now my knees are, well, they must not be bone on bone because the injections that they used the lubrication injections that they used, they did 3 sets of injections in 6 weeks. So they did one, then 2 weeks later they did another, and then 2 weeks later, in 4 weeks. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, seems to have worked. So thank God. But just for me standing normally when I come back from the bathroom, you don't notice that because on my lives, nobody's ever said to me, "Oh my God, Carrie, are you okay?" And Julie's scared. I thought maybe it was because I looked mad or something because the copy machine or the printer is not working like it's supposed to. I'm gonna have to read the instructions, and I hate to read the instructions on something that should be so simple. Anyway, I can totally relate to Lori's. Was it her sister or her brother?
Her sister, yeah.
Her sister.
With the yeah.
It's really hard to be this big because I mean I weigh 360 pounds and I'm 5'3", and it's hard. I mean, how do you lose weight when you can't walk to even exercise? You know, the little bit of walking, and I don't even really want to talk about this because I want crochet and yarny stuff is supposed to be uplifting
But you're amongst friends, and it does help others.
I know,
with whatever
but
situation.
I just think that
only share what you're comfortable with.
No, I know. I'm just gonna start crying.
We're here. We love you. You're amongst friends.
Lori,
you can stop
the
whenever you
crotchety
want to.
clogger does a chair dance I think it's Friday on her channel, but your sister.
But she's not anymore. She's doing it on Wednesdays in the Zoom sharing Zoom group.
Is she taping it?
I don't think so in the Zoom group.
Okay, well, she probably could put it in. Well, it says
she was just having
she didn't.
Nobody was showing up on Fridays to do it. So
okay. Well, she wasn't doing them.
I forgot she does it. So
she may.
But anyway, all it takes is just and from somebody who's in the same position. I mean, I don't have any health issues except for that I'm overweight and I got a bad back. I mean, I'm broken, but my heart is fine, my lungs are fine, and I wheeze when I stand too long. Okay, so the only thing that I can say is show your sister the crotchety cloggers, one of her videos, and have her just start there with the moving of the arms and if you're sitting in a chair with your feet down, do as much as you can. And there's a skiing. I'm telling you, I did one. And the next day I was so sore. I was like, oh my gosh, here I was sitting in a chair and I did this exercise thing for maybe 20 minutes. And I only did what I could. That's all you do is what you can do. Yeah. And I was so all my muscles and my fat and everything was so sore, and I haven't done one since, but I need to.
Sore?
My fat was sore. Well, you know, that reminds me. My mom had liposuction done, and my mom is not vain, but it is one of the most intense surgeries you can even have. You know that spare tire that everybody hates that they always say they want to get rid of that they can't? That's what she had liposuctioned. And they took away my mom's not a very big person. She's 5'1 3/4, and I think she probably weighed 160. But she couldn't. Her pants were getting too tight. She couldn't lose that stubborn belly fat, and so she was like, She's 72. She's like, I'm gonna have this done, and so she said to me yesterday, if I'd have known, and she was crying because she was mad for another reason, but if I'd have known that it was going to hurt this bad, I would never have had this done. Why did I do this? And I'm
I
like
can
going,
imagine. That looks brutal to me if you've ever seen
I mean, they take and they fill your body with liquid, with the liquid and the medicine to numb your body. And you're awake when they do it. They're talking to you throughout the whole thing, and I mean, I was seriously thinking after when my mom told me she was having it done, she had it done on Friday, and I was thinking before she said it hurt so bad that she wished she hadn't done it. I was thinking, I wonder how much weight I could lose if I just had them sucked out my belly.
They won't do it for that reason. I will tell you that. And also, I had 2 cosmetic surgeries after losing a shit ton of weight.
Mm-hmm.
They were much more traumatic than the actual bariatric surgery. They hurt a whole lot more.
I've heard that.
Pay for that, will it?
Sorry, Granny D?
For the cosmetic surgery, which is very much needed, especially for a lot of people that have that apron.
If it's medically needed, you can fight it and make them pay for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it was specifically excluded on my health plan, but by golly, I took it off on my taxes as a medical expense. I took a 401k loan to do it. Back in the days when I had a job and a 401k and all that stuff.
Because
we don't.
I had the surgery too, and I get I don't have a real big hang down in the front, but just enough that if I don't take care of that and constantly clean it and make sure it stays dry under there, it gets like a yeast infection.
Yep.
And even like up under my breast. And
Yep, I was just gonna say I get it really bad under my breasts and in my armpits.
Even in my belly button, cause it's
Yes. Why is that? I don't understand that because I had this surgery too. And
my belly button.
You guys are all success stories that have had this done, and I went through. I'm sorry, Christina, that I interrupted Granny D's answer for you. I won't let her forget what she was saying.
Oh,
But
Jane is
I
here.
went
Hey,
through
Jane.
Hey, Jane. Did you say Jane?
Jane, yes.
Yeah. Be yourself with Jane.
I went through the process to have it done. I went through the dietitian meetings. I went through the 6 months of doctor's visits, and I would have been okay to do it. But when I initially went to the doctor, I was told that they were going to go by the dietitian's weight and not the weight of the doctor. So I got home from the doctor's and I started eating ice cream. Like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to eat ice cream. Oh my God, what else candy bar? I mean, I was just shoving all this food into my mouth, and I had gained 8 pounds from my doctor's appointment. And the doctor's appointment is maybe it was 18 pounds. I don't know. It was some horrendous, maybe it was 10. I don't know. It was some huge amount of weight that I just couldn't lose over 2 weeks, even though I could gain it in 3 or 4. But I didn't lose enough weight. I was supposed to lose 20 pounds, plus I gained 8, and so I ended up having to lose 28. And I don't even think that I lost the 8. And so I could do it again and go through that same process again. But I've heard so many horror stories of people saying, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Because I was on the fence. Sleeve or golf ball. Sleeve or golf ball?
Do you
What
know
do I
what?
want to have done?
I had
I-
the blue
Never
and
did a
white,
thing.
and I had a lot of problems, and I had a really huge hernia before I could have the surgery. Even with all my problems, I don't regret it because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here now if I hadn't had it.
I
Yep.
don't regret mine for a bit. I
don't
had the I had a duodenal
Do you
switch.
regret yours, Julie?
I have not had gastric surgery.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
No, mine are the
Um,
hernias. I had the abdominal
Oh.
surgery, but they were all for the
Okay.
hernias. This last time I was up there, they came in and I'm like, after 10 surgeries on my abdomen and all this hospital time, I don't want another surgery. I got surgical burnout.
Abdomen surgeries. Oh
Oh.
my God. Talk
I'm like,
about
I just want to be left
Granny
alone.
the
So,
recovery is
and I'm
I
like,
don't
I
blame
know
you.
I've lost over 100 on the dietary, so I have it within me to do it, you know?
Right.
And it's just a matter of I got to follow my diet plan. Yeah.
gotta
Granny
get
I'm
D,
doing pretty
Christina
good.
wants to know.
Since
Christina
spring, I've
wants
lost
to know
30.
why is it that you get that rash? Is it in your belly button?
In the belly button.
for my belly button, because I've got all that skin there. And my belly button goes way far back in there. So if you get like water from your bath or whatever, and you don't make sure you dry it out and keep it dried out and cleaned out, that gets yeast infection in there too.
Yeah.
And one time, the first time I was trying on a pair of pants or something, and I didn't realize that was going on. And I pulled the pants up, and woof, went this all god awful, like rotten meat smell, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, is that me? And that's what it was.
Where'd my boyfriend go?
Oh, where did
Then I'm
Esther
like,
go?
I gotta take care of that.
Oh, did we drive him away with all of our stuff?
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
notice.
Maybe he got tired of seeing me cry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've lost
No.
over 100, and then since spring, I've lost another 30. And I am more aware of the apron going on now. So if I get to that point, I don't know if I'm going to have the skin removal done or not. Once again,
to have mine
that
done.
it's a very painful surgery for me, another abdominal surgery. I don't know. I've got to think about stuff and see how bad it is. And it does, having that hanging does affect mobility.
It does.
It's hard. It's
Mine
hard.
doesn't come way down, but it's just enough that if I don't clean under there, and I even put
Yep.
like deodorant up under or
Yep.
antiperspirant to keep it.
Yep. I have one deodorant for my armpits and one for my folds.
You know, there's that Lumi. I know y'all have all seen those commercials. Oh my God! Are
Every
those
time
not
before you're live,
hilarious?
Granny.
I
You
love
guys were asking.
commercials. I need to try.
Jane,
guys
yeah, the
were-
nystatin is a good product. That does
Yeah.
work.
But also, I make a paste of very. I didn't have gastric bypass or anything like that, but I had an incredible Hulk doing surgery on my belly, so now I have an apron belly. So I figured out that if you make a paste of diatomaceous earth with a little bit of baking soda and
Wait a minute. Stop for a second. Diet Delicious Earth. Are you talking about dirt?
no, diatomaceous earth.
I thought you were
It's a
talking about. Okay.
food. No,
Okay.
it's diatomaceous earth is a little product that has in baby powder is what makes your skin drier.
Okay.
But living in
Right.
Texas, it just hit me like a brick. I don't know. It's very hard to keep my belly dry, and I know that I put a Castile soap, Castile soap, whatever is the name, baking soda, and make a paste of that in diatomaceous earth, and I rinse any area like that to take, especially the belly button, because the bacteria spread like everywhere. If you have folds, it will find the fold. It's like that Neil, whatever the actor in that movie. I will find you and I will stink you. So yeah, it takes a week for you to get the odor under control. You have to wash your belly at least, or any area that you need, 4 times a day with that paste, and then you put the nice statin or whatever it is called, this thing, and then the odor disappear. There's a lot
Are
of
you
rinsing in
talking
the
about
beginning.
that movie Taken with Liam Neeson? I will
Yeah.
find you and I will kill you.
Yeah, but except the bacteria says I will find
Thank
you
you,
and I will
David.
stink you.
Yes,
I
I
have a
will think
special
you
set of
right.
skills.
There you go.
I have a special set of skills.
I spray. Oh, Big Granny G laughed.
I think she had a
So
call.
Oh,
I bet
so
an
it
alarm
is
went off
Granny?
on her phone.
Oh,
yeah, boobs,
um,
moobs, folds, belly
yeah.
buttons, armpit, all these stinky areas really works. That paste really works. But you gotta make sure to not put in any other area in your body that need moist. Like, don't take a shower roll over. It's just on the areas that you need to dry, because it will dry your skin, and
Mm,
that's what you need. You need to dry your skin. No oil whatsoever.
you know,
That's
even after even at my lowest weight, I've always had very, let us say, fleshy thighs. So that particular area has always been moist.
so
Yeah.
yeah. So
And so I've always had to deal with that.
it's horrible. Be glad that you're not in Texas.
I am.
Well,
I
you
was in
guys,
Texas.
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
you
I've
I don't.
guys
lived in
have
I have
Texas.
not been
I
to
actually
Texas.
love Texas.
Yeah, but the heat and the humidity does not
The
help those
humidity,
areas.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I'm in Florida, so it's even worse.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I
If,
spent 5 years in South Florida too. But
which one is worse, Florida or Texas?
South Florida is rather humid, let us say. Lori is saying that this discussion is actually very helpful for her, which I think is great.
That's good.
good.
I have
Especially considering somebody else earlier expressed discomfort at our discussion about medical issues.
Somebody
and I
did?
don't, yeah, don't
I
worry
know.
about it. I don't even know if that person is still here. It's okay if she's
They were
not.
yeah.
they're
I
trying
saw
to be
that and
nice.
said, "Well, I thought to myself, well, then leave." Jeez.
Yeah. No, they were trying to be
Something
nice
I
about it.
make.
I
They were trying to
know.
be nice about it.
Well, I was the thing that the reason why I didn't want to start the conversation, and let me explain this to you. So I was in the live, and people that were up there were talking about what was wrong with them, and instead of being at a live and having it bring you up, it brought me like, and I
Down.
don't need any help being brought down, but everybody was like, obviously we all suffer from our own things. We all have our own problems that we deal with on an everyday basis, whether it be anxiety or being overweight or
Pain issues.
All
Yeah.
the above.
yeah,
All of
pain
it. All
issues
of it.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We all
Yep, all of
suffer
it.
from them. And this particular person was just going on and on and on, and I, without saying anything, had to leave the live because I was like, oh my god. I mean, I literally left depressed.
Well,
And so
Carrie,
that was
somebody told me, somebody told I was a downer, that nobody should let me come up in live streams because all I do is talk about illnesses. Because my channel was about awareness, because everybody have problems, and
right.
how do we overcome, and how do we use crochet, and how do we use any other craft, and how do we overcome all these problems. And I like to educate myself, and I think the key here is for us to build awareness to other people. So people put me so down because of that. And the worst part, when you hear that, those words echo in your mind. And and people don't realize how one word doesn't need to be two or three, can bring you down.
One
And
negative
you're already
word.
depressed,
Yeah.
you are whatever.
I'm so
Think
sorry.
could be-
You know what?
So I
Jane,
closed my
I
channel.
never.
I
No.
closed my
Oh my
channel.
God.
I did.
I
closed my
didn't even think of it in that kind of a way. You just
Really,
opened
right?
up my. You just opened my eyes to. I mean, because see, the way that I feel about it is there's always somebody that's worse off than me. Always. And so, what do I really have to complain about? And so I try to keep. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I try to keep everybody happy and smiling and laughing. And I try not that I don't get serious about stuff, because it's
Life is full of serious stuff.
it is.
So
Adulting sucks. Adulting sucks
it
bad.
really
I
does.
hate it.
But in
But
my room,
thank you for opening my eyes, Jane, because that just.
And I just, with the exception of few people from the crochet community, I was chewed off and spit out, and I was criticized. I was humiliated. I was to the point that the only live stream that I come up is David's, Ladybird's. Very few people. I don't come up anymore because I get apprehensive to be myself, and be able to say whatever I need to say and the message I need to say. I
Right.
suffer from 5 chronic progressive illnesses, and people that any illnesses, there is nothing more serious than the other. Yes, cancer kills
Right.
faster. It comes up and you have stage
Well,
whatever, and then can kill you. But when you have a chronic illness that you see everybody battle cancer win, da na 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 na, have this get better, have flu, get corona, have this, and
what
get
is
better, and we don't. That is, it wears you out. And just to think, like somebody said to me today, "Oh, you, how are you?" I said, I'm not so good." She said, "You look great." I said, "Well, if you could see my migraine, I would look like a turd, because that's how I feel." So appearance, I told the lady, appearances are deceiving. So don't go
well,
assuming that I
Jane.
feel good because the way I look, and I don't even look good. But and then she didn't know what to say to me. But my thing is not Dave, okay? Because I'm not saying this about Dave, but there are other people, Dave and Sanita, then the blue hats, they really mean it, okay? But there is a lot of people out there talking about the blue hat, blue hat, blue hat. But what about start acting and stop bullying other people in live stream? Stop being fake. Start destroying the inspiration of somebody. People don't know sometimes this is the only window for the outside world that a person can have. And then you open up, you get there, and to be criticized, to be humiliated, to feel, instead of feel better, to feel like, take me now, Jesus, it's not worth it. So I shut my channel because I'm too sick for this crap. I don't need people attacking me 24/7. I need to feel better. And, without that said, it was kind of, I felt like, well, I did have a message. And I wanted to say to people that we that have problem, we are more than our illnesses. Don't put label on us. Don't.
Right.
We already have enough things that we can't do. Let us try to do something. Let's get together. Let's get a better view, understanding, because a lot of people don't understand even the process of a migraine. They think it's a headache.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not. I
I
suffer from them.
mean,
people don't know that there is 4
it's more than a
stages for
headache.
migraine. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I was
I'm
just
sorry.
saying I want to make clear, I want everyone to feel safe here and to say what he or she needs to say. And I know what it's like when people have what seems like a false impression. I've been told about people having what I think are false impressions about me, and it hurts me.
I wasn't sure if you
And
liked me. That was in
no,
the
I've
beginning.
always thought you were hysterically funny. That's why I always welcome you up. But but
And Lady
also, I
Bird
always
said, "No,
want
he
my
likes you. He's just got to understand your sense of
Jane,
humor."
yeah.
I hope
I
that I
mean, yeah.
didn't. I hope that I didn't offend you, Jane, when I said that.
Did not.
Because, okay, but you really did open up my eyes about awareness in
Mhm.
that sense. Because it. I'm going to go even deeper, and this is really scary. It's like being a victim of not circumstance, but of a something worse. And we don't even have to put a label on it, but it's like whatever you are a victim of, it makes it easier to deal with it when you talk about it. Talking about it
Exactly.
makes it easier to deal with. And
And even having a
since you said
label
that
makes
to
it
me,
easier.
Jane,
Yeah.
I now know that person, it makes it easier for them to deal with what they're having to deal with every
Mhm.
You
single
know,
day.
I
Yeah.
have vision
And
impairment as well, and
sorry.
so I cannot drive to my treatment for migraine. I'm doing TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, and it is far from my house, and I couldn't. Who laughed? Don't mess with my vision, y'all. um, and I couldn't drive that far. Um, so different people from my church was giving me a ride, and there was a lady that she was so cranky to give me a ride because you look at me, I don't have anything. That's why it's called invisible illnesses, right?
Mhm.
And then she said, "So what do you have?" And then I told her, "I have this, I have that, I have that." "And what are you going to treat?" "I'm going to treat migraine." "What is a migraine? Isn't that a bad headache?" And then I explain, "No, a migraine has predom, there is the onset, there is the phantom." I explain everything detailed, and then has the post-drum is the last phase of migraine. So yeah, post-drum, aura, and post-drum. And I told her about that. And then she went inside with me to have the treatment. And when I had the treatment, said, "Would you like to come and see how it is done?" Because it's very new to migraine. But when originally was from depression. So she went, and then she got like, ooh. And then she started reading. And then she didn't know that thing hurt. TMS hurts. It is that when they send that magnetic pulse into a certain part of your brain, it feels like a shock, but there is no electricity. So she's like, and then the next time she gave me a ride, she was like, "Oh my gosh, how are you?" Blah blah blah. She was on the. I spent the whole night reading about it. I have a better understanding of what it is, and she totally changed her way to think about migraine and headaches. So
Mhm.
That's
I
good.
think
That's good.
education is
Yeah.
the way. So
That's a
and
yeah.
so
That's
now
a
she
case.
calls me. She calls me and she go, "Hey, do you need anything? Do you need to go anywhere?" Blah blah blah. No, it's suffocating me. Just kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a case where understanding brings about change. And some people in the chat have been talking about PTSD, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about
Yeah.
PTSD.
Yes.
Also,
Yep.
I suffer
I
from
mean,
PTSD.
we know there are people in our community who deal with PTSD
Mhm.
and deal with it publicly and use crochet to deal with PTSD issues. But PTSD is not about single events or even
No.
about a single period. There are, in my case,
Accumulations.
yeah, it's a cumulative thing. In my case,
Yep.
um, It's about a long series of more subtle traumas in my upbringing, in my work life. I still have PTSD dreams about, or nightmares, I should say, about some of the jobs that I've had. So, oh, hey, Joe, glad to see you. We're having a very serious discussion now. It's not very lighthearted at all.
No.
And it's what people don't understand because they think PTSD, everybody gonna be the same way. It's like many shades
No,
of
and each person's
PTSD.
PTSD is different.
Yeah, and then I have
Hey,
a friend
Coco,
that
bring me a coffee too.
she has a PTSD. She
Coco, bring me a cocktail. Yeah.
you do something and she snap, and when she snap, I was with her. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So I had to learn about PTSD to help her when somebody do something to her and we in public, she doesn't explode by herself, so I had to help her because she helps me and then I help her and then we help each other. But yeah, PTSD would be the next interview that I had. And I had a doctor coming over to talk about it on my channel, but then I closed the
Carrie.
channel. I opened a new channel, but I'm not gonna share with the Kirkland community because I don't want to the same thing follow me, and I don't want nobody stressing me out.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell
we
you what
lost
it is.
Carrie, didn't we?
We
I'm
did.
sorry
She
we
went like
lost
she went
Carrie.
sideways, and
I think she was on the
she'll
phone.
come back.
Okay.
Andrea, yes, I want a donut with my coffee. I will take 1 creamer, 2 ice cubes, and about 2 donuts. Or if you have any baklava, that would be awesome.
Ooh, yum.
Oh,
Some of the baklava I had. Did you see that?
My husband loves that stuff.
I love
Baklava is so
Rosie
sweet.
Crystals has some.
It's
I
honey.
saw that, and it was all melted because of the whole delivery process. I think it melted long before it got to her
Yeah, she was
mailbox.
blaming herself, but no.
I made baklava with honey from Vermont.
Mm.
OMG. The honey is gold. It's like literally gold. And I had the funny thing, I had a discussion, those days that you're very low because everything is not working well, and then you mourn your healthy you. So, but you have to deal with your disabilities and everything. So I was like, running over there, the doctor, nothing goes wrong. And so my doctor said, say something that is good, that works. I said, my gustatory system.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, gustatory system is the one that
gastro.
That means your taste.
For the taste.
Yeah.
I can taste. If you give me a spoon of food, I can tell you exactly what is in the food. It's kind of ridiculous.
Jane, I am going to go to Texas, and you are going to cook Brazilian
baklava.
and or Portuguese food for me. I don't need baklava. I've had enough sweets for one lifetime already. But all of that savory, earthy stuff that I love.
Portuguese.
Yeah, I've
the caldo verde.
I went to with quite a few years ago. I went to this Brazilian restaurant in Manhattan. It was when my ex and I were first dating, and we went there, and it took forever to get our food. We thought that we were joking about them having to go out and kill the cow.
No.
But
So
when
you
it
went
finally,
to Rodizio? Did you go to a Rodizio?
no, I don't remember exactly what it was
They were
called.
just
It was,
like a gaucho, like with a big black pants that is very big.
it was many years ago. I don't remember. I have been to churrascaria restaurants, and that's a totally different thing. And this was not that. But when we finally got it, the food was so good. It was amazing, and I couldn't get over it. But
Okay, guys, I got my supper done. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I got to serve up and dish up. So
Okay.
thank you for having me up here.
Okay, I'm
Awesome,
glad you
guys.
were
Thank
here,
you.
Julie.
All right, you guys have a good night.
So
You too.
Terry is
Bye-bye.
back with us.
I
Hey.
had a phone. I had a phone call. I told you I'd leave if I had a phone call, and
No,
that was the important phone call. So
no, I understand. Actually, I've been on for about an hour and 50 minutes, so I might have to close up pretty soon
okay.
because I have to get some dinner for myself, take the trash out because tomorrow morning is trash day.
Okay. Well,
Last
I'm gonna go
week,
live.
okay, so everybody who
Jane,
wants to continue, but I'm so thankful for everybody who came up here. This has been a really, really wonderful discussion about
it was.
very serious things, and we have kept it in proportion. We have
Jane,
not.
if you're still here, I welcome you to my channel, and you will not be judged.
No.
I just want
And
you to know that
exactly, and I hope
it's a
that no
safe
one
environment too.
on my channel feels judged either. And I'm very thankful for everybody who has been here because it's been very honest, very helpful. Some people have already told us that they have found the discussion helpful, which
Yeah.
is
Good.
very good for us. And we've also had fun, and that's a
We
good
did.
thing too.
Sometimes you just
Yeah.
feel
So,
alone with your own demons, and this just brings it all into perspective that you're not alone.
I
Yeah.
really, and you know, that's a really hard thing to learn. Sometimes you want to feel like you're alone and you're the only one who is as miserable as oh my God, there's no one as miserable as I am. There's no one as awful as I am. There's no one, you know how it is, and then you get a dose of reality and you're going, oh shit,
Yep.
I'm human.
Yeah.
Other people feel this too.
Yep. Yep.
Ah, ah. But you know, you learn. And I've been on both ends of that spectrum, believe you me. Um, so anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here, and it has been a lovely experience and one of my very best Wednesday free for alls.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
David,
David.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I came, and I'm glad I didn't go live. But I wouldn't go
Oh,
live on you on purpose. So
well, that's the thing about going live is it's impossible to do it without conflicting with someone.
right.
So,
But I enjoy
I'm
your live. So
well, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you were here today. And I'm glad that
thank
everybody
you.
was here
I'm
today.
glad I
And
was here too. Thank you for having me
everybody,
up.
of course, my
Bye,
pleasure.
everybody. I love you.
thank you for
Yeah,
allowing me up, David. It was great. Thank you.
of course.
Yes, thank you for having
And
me up. I learned a lot.
Nana Michelle, I wish we could have talked to you some
That's
more,
okay. I didn't have anything to say, so I just wanted to hang out. I just needed
but
company today.
I
So
was glad to see your face because I always love to see you. And tell us, how is that lovely granddaughter of yours,
she's
Olivia,
good. She's a little stinker butt, but you know, yeah,
as children are wont to be?
yeah.
Yes.
She said she had fun in South Carolina, so that's all good to hear.
Fun in South Carolina.
She was at the beach.
I'm in North Carolina,
Yeah,
so
I
you know
know.
I have to have
Well, she
that
was at Myrtle
competitive.
Beach, so I don't know how close that is. If
It's about 90 miles from where I am, but you know they could have come to Wrightsville Beach or Carolina Beach instead.
But she said she had fun, and she said to tell everybody hi.
Well, tell her that we all love her.
We will.
Nana Michelle, I got my box. So thank
Yay!
you.
Oh, lovely.
I'm glad.
I did my video about it today too. So thank you
Okay, I'll
very
check it
much.
out.
Excellent.
You're
Okay.
welcome, of course. I got to get
Okay.
rid of stuff I don't use, so I'm glad that, you know, newbie winners get it.
Yes, it'll
And
definitely get used.
don't forget rather, that today is the last day of my Hat Not Hate contest. Look it up. And make your guess if you haven't. Duplicate guesses will be eliminated, but make your guess if you have not made a guess already for how many hats that I complete and how much yarn I have left over. So, and then on Sunday, I will have a long live stream. I'm not going to call it a marathon because I can't do, I'm just going to do it for 4 hours or so. I can't do those long ones like I have done before. But you know, this week it's let's make it 4 hours. But I'm going to announce.
Moderately extended.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
So I'm gonna announce winners Sunday. So, and as always, thank you everybody who is still here. Thank you, everybody who comes and watches the replay. Thank you everybody who is on the panel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. Bye bye now.
Bye.
Bye.